All right, so first, we're going to be talking about the distance management and the clinch mainly today, all right? So, and how this is crucial for self-defense. We are a Clinch Academy, and one of the reasons why I chose that name Clinch, because I feel that the clinch is such an essential part of self-defense, right? So the clinch kind of determines whether a fight is going to stay up or whether a fight's going to go down. It's going to determine everything, all right? So this is something that we have to master. So first off, we have distance management, okay? So the saying is, he who manages the distance also manages the damage, all right? So with that being said, I don't want to be too far away from my opponent to get hurt, or I want to be in too close to my opponent to get hurt, all right? So I need to manage that distance. I never want to be in striking range, boom, or kicking range, or any of those places, right? That's where I want to spend the least amount of time, all right? So taking that back a step, he who manages the distance manages the damage. It's very relevant to what we're doing right now with all this quarantining and isolation. We're managing the distance so that we can manage the damage. It's a tried and true self-defense principle. So we are practicing self-defense right now within our state and country, right? So first I want to talk about the safety circle, all right? The safety circle is a personal zone, a personal circle around my body where I feel that I am safe, all right? So right now, I know I can't touch bracing with my arm or with my leg. I'm a little taller than he is, so he probably can't touch me either. Can you touch me where you are? No. So this is a safety zone for me. This is a good distance. I don't want to be so far away that I can't attack if I needed to. So I want to be like, I want to create that circle, and I want him to be right outside the circle. All right. So that's an important concept, is knowing your circle and being able to place your opponent or attacker right outside the circle. Now, ideally, I could maintain this distance. If we were in a verbal altercation, I could maintain this distance. I could talk it down. I could walk away, right? Certainly not always the case, all right? That's not the issue we're going to deal with right now. We're going to deal with this guy wants to hurt me. What am I going to do about that, okay? He wants to get me, all right? So I've created this safety circle. So now, if I have the safety circle and he decides to enter into my circle, I have a few different options. One is to retreat, to move back, so that my entire circle shifts with me, right? So now I've recreated the safety circle. He's back outside of it, all right? The other option is to clinch, to come inside and clinch and get to a position where, once again, I'm too close to be seriously hurt or damaged. There's nothing he can really do to me right now that's going to really hurt me or harm me, all right? He has the one hand. You'll notice this arm is tied up right now, okay? In this particular clinch. He's still got this one to maybe throw some light strikes with. There's nothing that he can really do me serious damage with, unless I'm out like this with my hips where he can knee me, possibly in the groin, then I'd be in trouble. So I want to make sure that I close that off as well. So that now I'm here. So now he can't punch me, he can't hit me, he can't headbutt me because my head is too close as well, right? So I'm very close. Option number 3 would be to push him or strike him, all right? So option 1, remember, is to evade. Shift the circle back. Option number 2 is to clinch. Option number 3 is as he's coming into me, boom, 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 try to get him back outside the circle with some sort of striking. Okay, and today we're actually going to focus on what we call a safety kick, okay? So from our stance, like this, I'm created the circle, he's right outside my circle, and in order to utilize a safety kick to maintain the distance, I want to put the weight to the back leg a little bit more than the front, all right? Because I want my front leg to be light and ready to tap, okay? So now, as he starts to come inside the circle, just stay right there. Yes, my front leg goes to the fold of the hip, all right? Right in the fold of the hip. And my foot is at about a 45-degree angle, resting on the hip. So as he comes in, boom, I'm right here. So come in. This is just a distance keeper. This isn't a position that I'm maintaining. It's actually going to be a kick that just kind of pushes him back outside the circle, all right? But positionally, it should look like this. Now, an important thing to note about this kick, notice where my hip is in line with my foot or my ankle. If he starts to walk into me, if my hip passes this side, I'm going to fall over. Boom, I have no base, all right? So if my hip is vertical in the beginning, any kind of forward momentum that he has is just going to push me back. So I want my hip to be slightly in front when I throw the kick. So when he comes in, boom, I'm leaning into it like this with my hip forward. That way I feel strong. So now even if he's giving me energy, I feel strong right here, okay? So but ideally he starts to enter into the circle. I use the kick to actually just push him back out. So we're here, like that. Again, right here. Okay, so I'm just using that safety kick to keep him outside the circle. Now in that scenario, sometimes he comes in, I throw the safety kick, he moves back out. Sometimes he comes in, I throw the safety kick, he keeps coming. And that's where the clinch also comes in. We'll get to that in a moment. But what I want you guys to practice right now is just discovering kind of where your safety circle zone is, where you can't touch him, but I don't want to be so far away. I want to be right in that spot. And then gently, he's just going to come into me. I do a little safety kick, tap, and he's going to evade back out. So I'll do it a couple times. Like that, okay? And then I'll come into him a few times. Like this. Okay, now remember, the foot on this kick should be at about a 45-degree angle. If it's vertical, it's going to be hard to find a place to rest the foot, to give a push. So I want it to kind of float across. I don't want to be so sideways either, like a side kick, because I'm turning myself too much. It's going to be hard to clench. I want to be able to stay facing him without my foot being vertical. I can't really, it's hard to do sideways if I stay facing, so it's about a 45. That way I could come in if I need to, all right? And just remember that I'm going to be leaning into it a little bit, hip in front of the ankle. Okay, so it's your guys' turn to practice the safety kick. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to practice that. I'm going to put my eyes on you if you're practicing. If you're not practicing with a partner right now, just chill out for a second. We're going to introduce how to turn that into the clinch in a moment. All right, you guys are up. Let's go. This is all practicing managing the distance to manage the damage. And this is for self-defense. This is what you need to master, all right? In Jiu-Jitsu, doesn't matter if you're on your feet or on the ground, learning to manage the distance is the number one thing that is going to turn a Jiu-Jitsu match and differentiate it from a self-defense altercation or situation, all right? Is mastering distance management and dealing with the strikes and all of those things. So in this situation again, he's coming in, I give him the safety kick, he may go out, all right? Or he might be forcing himself in, he might even be trying to throw a strike at the same time. So you need to make sure that the shield is up, the hands are up, okay? So then we're gonna do this really slow. So as we're here, boom, this is my opportunity now to also clinch. All right, so if there's a hand, I'm going to come inside. And this can happen different ways. Maybe I just have like a shield, or I just kind of like spear my way in. So right now I'm kind of blocking, I'm on the neck and on the bicep or elbow pin. So my head comes in, everything comes in right here. All right, and then I have the opportunity to clinch different ways once I'm here. I could go over top of the arm and come around the side. This is a great body lock clinch position, very dominant position, all right? Or I could duck under at this point and go for a full clinch this way, or a rear clinch this way. Sometimes it just depends on the height differences, okay? Usually I'll tend to go under a strike if I'm shorter than my opponent, and go over the strike if I'm taller than my opponent. That's the general idea, all right? If I'm much taller than my opponent, trying to go under a strike might not be the best idea, okay? If he's shorter, trying to reach up and go over a strike, probably not the best idea. So hopefully that makes sense. So again, I'm here, boom, he throws the strike, I come inside, I'm gonna determine which clinch is gonna be the best. Now again, in my clinch, the main thing is connection everywhere. No matter what kind of clinch I have, connection everywhere is the most important thing. So I need to make sure my hips are connected, my head's connected, and my body's all connected. All right, and here once again, I do have his arm trapped, which is nice. So now if he's trying to move around and beat me up, the goal is just to stay tight, stay connected, and move with my partner as they move, all right? Now, as he throws the strike, I'm gonna just minus the kick for a second. So the strike, we'll say, is just, usually when somebody is angry at you, they just wanna knock your head off, that haymaker strike is the most common strike, all right? It's just the strike that everybody can do, all right? So with that, I can block here like this. I could body block like this, or I could duck under completely like that, all right? And I can do all of those off the kick if I want, all right? So I'm gonna demonstrate all three. Just go slow with me right now. So here, boom, 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 boom. All right, and they can all lead to the different clinches. So I can do all three. And again, it's important that we're just kind of feeling our partner out and seeing which one becomes most natural with that partner. Now the clinches, one more time. Let's just say I do a body block. Body block is here. The easiest clinch is for me to go under on the far side because I'm already over on this side. Turn this way a little bit. So I'll go over, under. Now I can end up in a 50-50 here, but if I just come to the underside with my legs, block his, and lock my hands, I change that 50-50 into a really dominant position, okay? Now it's very dominant. I can get them off base really easy in this situation, all right? So if I'm over here, under there, look, I turn that direction, and I'm using my leg to block his leg so he can't rotate with me. So if I just go like this, he can rotate, move. Or as soon as I go here, I stop that rotation. And now I got it. Bam. All right. And then if I'm here again, over on this side, or I'm sorry, I'm going to go under this side. I can go under, and I can look away from the strike and put my ear on this shoulder. Right? So I can be here, boom, ear to the shoulder, and full clench right here. Once again, I block that leg. A little closer. Let's switch sides for a second. So without the kick for a second, he throws the strike. Boom. Boom. Right here. Now look, this is the dangerous hand right now because he could punch my face. Like that. I can hide my face like this. Keep punching. Or I can grab. So he goes to hit, lock, feet to the wrist. Monkey grip. All right? Forehead to the jawline. Knees defending here, hips in tight. He's trying to move and beat me up. And he's got nothing. All right? He's in a bad spot. Or we could duck under with my head to the back side. My shoulder is still on the front side. Pin my head to the shoulder. Lock the leg. Cup the lower hip. I make a bar with this hand and grab with this one. So now again, he's moving around. He's got nothing, all right? If I relax the head, he can elbow me. Boom. Don't want that. So here, he can elbow as hard as he wants now, and he gets nothing, all right? Once again, if the hips are separated, he can knee. Don't want that. Keep that nice and tight. Now this can also lead to the rear clinch, where I just move behind him. And here, I want my ear between the shoulder blades. All right, so now again, if he throws the elbows, they just can't connect. All right, now I want my hips in tight. Okay, so we have our safety circle, we have our safety kick, and now we have 3 different kinds of clinching entries. So I can spear like this, I can body block like this, and I can duck under like that, all right? And then they lead to different kinds of clinches. Body lock, full clinch, rear clinch, front clinch. So now we're just going to practice that with the safety kick all put together. So it looks like this. Once you clinch, let your partner move around a second. Stay with them. Light elbows, light knees, just making sure we're safe. Like that. All right. Nice and slow, nice and easy right now, guys. Don't go rough. It's your turn. Let's go. Okay, another important thing about the kick. All right. Depending on the stance. Like right now, we're in an open stance. Clinch logo is facing the same direction, right? Brace the switches. That's a closed stance. His logo is facing the other way. All right, we close it off. Let's go back to open for a second. I'm always putting my foot on the front hip, okay? Now, if it's an open stance, my foot is always going to slip to the outside when I clinch, all right? Because I don't want to slip it to the front side because that exposes me, not him, right? So on an open stance, it slips to the outside like this, and I'm coming more in this direction. So if he strikes with that hand, boom, I'd probably come over here, right? If the stance is closed, then my foot doesn't go to the outside, it now goes to the inside, like this. Once again, if it goes to strike, maybe I'll duck under, and we're here. So that's important to note. When you're practicing, you can kind of practice which way your foot slides off. That's probably the hardest part in the beginning, all right? Just getting used to the kick and where to slide the leg. Now, the kick isn't always necessary. What the kick is doing is keeping the safety circle, right? That's the priority of the kick, all right? Is maintaining the safety circle, is using that safety kick. And you guys are gonna have homework to go back and watch UFC 1 or any kind of Gracie in action footage that you can find on YouTube. And you're gonna see a lot of this, right? Because when Gracie Jiu-Jitsu first came to the US, it was 100% about self-defense. It wasn't about BJJ competitions and those sort of things. It was how Gracie Jiu-Jitsu was developed through self-defense altercations and through just no rules combats against other styles. Okay, and you'll see a lot of safety kicking going on. You'll see how effective it is. Now, so again, if the stance is open, my foot slides to the outside. If the stance is closed, it slides to the inside. All right? So that takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you got it, and never think about it again. Now, so we have the safety circle, we have the safety kick, we have the clinch, all right? Now, self-defense, we're in a clinch. What are our best options? You know, why it's so important to learn to manage the distance and have a good clinch? It's because the clinch, once again, determines everything. The distance management, my ability to keep the distance, and my ability to clinch determine everything, all right? Whether I'm gonna stay up, whether I'm gonna go down, okay? So even if I was 100% a jiu-jitsu guy, going against your average Joe, if I want the fight to stay up, I have the clinch ability and takedown ability to keep it up on the feet, right? If I know takedowns and takedown defense, I can keep a match up on the feet. If I don't have those things, I can't do that, all right? So the more I perfect this, I can determine where the fight's going to be. Right now, from the clinch, we have 3 basic options, okay? Option number 1 would be the takedown, okay? I'm not saying like in order of the way that you should do it, but one option is the takedown. So when I clinch, I can take my opponent down, control them on the ground, submit them, whatever, right? So takedown. Option 2 could simply be to pin them against a wall, all right? So if I have a clinch, I don't have a wall, I can really demonstrate one right now. We'll pretend the curtain is a wall real quick. But maybe we clinch here like this, and then the wall is right there, so I gear him towards the wall, and I hold him here. So he's trying to beat me up. He can't, and I hold him here. And I convince him that this is a bad idea. And if that's not working, I choke him on the feet, all right? And get it done. If I'm the jiu-jitsu guy and I'm good, that's not gonna be a problem, all right? I don't have to go down. And the other option is to recreate the distance. So when I have a clinch, and I'm here, move around, Grayson, like in this moment, what I'm doing in self-defense is I'm keeping myself safe, but I'm also scanning the territory. All right, I'm looking for my way out. Like, where's the door? Where's the exit? If I'm outside, where's the best place for me to move towards? Is there more people, right? Are there more bad guys coming? Those are all things I need to consider when I'm in this situation. So as he's trying to beat me up, my eyes are open. And I just saw everything. I made a quick circle and I saw everything. And I could be like, oh, well, there's nobody else around. Look at this. He's done. You sure you want to do this, buddy? Right? So I have that option of scanable territory. We're in the grass, or I know I'm going to be on top anyway. So I take him down, I control him, I convince him this is a bad idea, right? Or we pin him against the wall, or again, as we're scanning, if I want to create space, so I'm clenching again, I scan the territory, and if I want to create space and get away, look, now I can just push, and I can go, right? So I can recreate that space if I want to. I would never separate the clinch without doing what I just did, all right? I always create the space. I'm always too close to be hurt or too far away, right? I want to spend as little time as possible in between, okay? So now the easiest way to clinch is when you're meeting one another, right? So I'm not trying to chase him down a clinch. If he's moving backwards from me, it's going to be hard to clinch, right? But if he's coming towards me, it's going to be easy to clinch. He's meeting me halfway, right? Makes me twice as fast. All right, you guys. So we have, as a quick recap, the safety circle, the safety kick, the clinch, various kinds. We have, from the clinch, we are going to scan the territory, make sure, there's not other opponents, see where the exits are. We're going to just pay attention to what kind of environment we're in general. And with that knowledge, we're going to determine whether it's going to be best to create space and get away, pin them against the wall, or take them down, right? And I would say that's probably the best order to think about it. Create space, pin them against the wall, take them down as the last resort, all right? So again, he who manages the distance, manages the damage. Guys, that's what we're doing right now. Again, in this quarantine, it's a self-defense principle. We're trying to manage the damage right now, okay? But that's what we do for self-defense. This is kind of like the first lesson really that we need to master as far as self-defense is concerned. Distance management, okay? Being too far away to get hurt, too close. And if you're going to be too close, you got to know what you're doing. You got to understand the clinch 100% and know your options from the clinch. Okay? All right, you guys.